Stand-up is one of those few jobs where you wake up and you don't know if you'll be able to do the job. Because there's no formula on how to be funny. It's either you're funny or you're not. Someone can teach you to be funnier, but it's either you got it or you don't. But I just I honor those moments of creativity because I don't know when it's coming. I don't know when the train's coming into the station again.
On the coldest night of the year, in the heart of Chicago's January, a small woman in a loose pink hijab is on stage telling brutally honest and wickedly intelligent jokes about race, religion, gender, and more. The room is just experienced what the internet and clubs across the country have for years now, a night with the deft and gracious comic Hoodo Hersi.
My identity has become a part of my work because I write about what I know. So I see the world through a very specific lens. And it's not just being Black, Muslim, and a woman, being Somali, being Canadian. It's not just, it isn't just those things. I have tons of jokes about being an elementary public school teacher, seeing the world through class in a very specific way.
One year though, a kid gave me a really beautiful necklace and it was bejeweled. It had these like cool fake diamonds on it, whatever, but it had a cross. And I didn't have the heart to tell the kid, wrong team. I didn't know how to say that, I didn't know how to say, hey, we're the sequel, we're the spinoff, same characters reimagined,
A lot of times people look at me and because I'm Black, Muslim, and a woman, I wear hijab, they assume that I am incredibly evolved. And I am, but I'm also vain. I think we need to there needs to be a space for, Black and brown people to just be, maybe a little goofy, a little silly, a little, we're not always all serious.
I remember once I was at this Korean restaurant. Oh my God, the food there is so good. And I was telling the waiter, I was like, oh, I love the food here. It's so delicious. And he just looked at me and he was like, I know. And so, there needs to be a kind of cultural autism, you know what I mean? Like, don't pick up on social cues, you know what I mean?
The crossover between faith and the discipline that is required to get better at a skill, at a craft. It's doing something even when you don't necessarily want to do it, when it's not convenient, and then you feel better afterwards, No one really wants to get up at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. to pray. But I always feel so much better after I pray. So that's why I do it. And it's the same thing with stand-up. It made me realize that my comedy works for everyone. I already knew that to be true. But at the same time, it made me realize, comedy it was a reminder that comedy is a tool for good.
Comedy can be polarizing, like anything these days especially. But comedy has also served as a solve for difficult times and even as a space to create broader understanding between communities in America that might have difficulty speaking to one another. Hersi is part Joan Rivers, part Issa Rae, and arguing that the insight and eyes and perspective that are most profound and prominent are from the margins, which is truly the place where the many dwell and where she makes an audience and fan of us all.